all. Today, I have invited Ms. Seema Sahay, who is a career security coach, for my show, Career Booster with Seema Mitra. So let's begin the show with Ms. Seema Sahay. Ms. Seema Sahay will be talking about what are the different career skills required for your professional success. She is a career security coach and also an author. She has 23 plus years of experience in education, academics, and training. She enables job seekers and working professionals secure and enhance their careers. She is internationally certified TTT and soft skill trainer. She has influenced and impacted over 20,000 people globally. That's amazing, Ms. Seema.
Thank you.
And she was former editor of International Monthly Magazine, India Dairyman. She had trained over 200 career counselors, and she is an avid bibliophile and podcaster. She has extensive social media presence, which you can see through her link tree. You can reach her anytime, any of the social media which you would like to. So yes, Ms. Seema, I would like to ask and most welcome to this platform and to this forum. I am sure my audience will be benefited by this small talk with you.
Thank you, Seema. Thank you so much for inviting me here. And it's a big pleasure for being here on your talk show today. And I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you for coming and accepting my invite. So I would like to know if you can tell me about your journey and were you always a coach and a trainer? So if you can throw light on this.
Yes, Seema, no, I was not always a coach and a trainer. In fact, I was an academic. I was always into education. I was in the learning and development field. And, my journey, as you have rightly said, began 23 years back. Then I completed my MPhil in English and I joined as a faculty in Bhuvan's College in Mumbai. So I was teaching English communications, language, literature, and then also I went on to teach in mass communication in various colleges and universities. I did my PG in mass communication as well. So this had been my field for a long time, for a number of years. And I taught all across India, as I said, in various educational institutes. And then, I worked as the head of the department of mass communication department in Patna Women's College. So this gave me an opportunity to become an editor. When I came to Delhi, I became an editor of this international monthly magazine called Indian Dairyman. And I spent 7 long years over there before I forayed into the online medium. And there I joined as managing editor at yuvacorp.com. So this was an additional experience. So now I had both the academic experience as well as the industry experience. And this is what I wanted. And subsequently, and I also did my training in TTT and soft skills from ICBI, which is accredited by NABIT and the International SQA, that is Scottish Qualifications Authority. So that is how I came into corporate training. I became a corporate trainer. But unfortunately, after that, the pandemic struck and we went into a lockdown. However, I think of it as a blessing in disguise for my career growth, because this was when I discovered TLC. And, we all know how great TLC is. And I met that inspiring leader and our mentor, Guru Murli Sundaram, and all the amazing and wonderful mentors over there. And then, as they say, there was no looking back. And I became a coach and a trainer after that. So I consider myself fortunate that I could pursue so many different career trajectories, as an academic, as an editor, as a counselor, and of course, as a career coach and an author also. So I could do all this, and an employability skills trainer. So I could do all this, and whatever I wanted to, I have accomplished in this long career. And now I have finally found my calling as a coach and a trainer. So this is my background.
So, on the whole, you are an all-rounder. Now, yes. So,
Very generous of you to say that, but I really wanted to foray into whatever I wanted to, and I'm lucky that I could. Yes.
yes, yes, as you said, yes, TLC certainly is a good association, which I'm also associated with, and which really
Yes.
is a benefit for all the coaches and trainers.
And
Certainly.
you are
Yeah.
doing wonderfully. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so
Yes.
much. Yes. So, you were a career security and enhancement coach. How do you help others?
Yes. So as I said, I have been into these as a faculty into various educational institutes. And as such, I have been in close interaction with people in the age group of 21 or 22 to 25, because I was also teaching master's students. So these are the people who are looking for their dream jobs, who want to enter their professional arena. So they want to get into the working field. Now, however, what was very disconcerting at this point of time was that, let alone find their dream job, they could not even find employment which was commensurate with their abilities. So this came as a big shock to me, and this set me thinking. And why is this so? Because there is a disconnect between the, what we teach in the colleges, in the educational institutes, that is a disconnect between the academia and the industry expectations. So this has been there, and only now, only recently have things begun to being rectified. So this was there, and that is why, according to a World Economic Forum report, I would like to point out, which was published in 2020, there is a huge disparity between the number of job recruitments and the number of employable students. So according to this research, it shows that in our country, only 45% of the graduating youth are actually employable. So this is a situation that needs to be rectified. And it calls for urgent upskilling. It calls for upgrading your skills and meet the industry expectations, the industry requirements. So, you could be an expert in your domain. You could be an expert in your technical field. But is that what is going to guarantee you a job? No, because you need to beat the competition. You need to outshine your competitors. And how do you do that? By inculcating or by developing certain career skills, certain key skills, which are also called functional career skills. And by inculcating and developing those skills, you can make yourself indispensable at work. So this is what I deal with. And, what is very ironic is the fact that these skills, which are so important, they are often dismissed as soft skills. And actually, they are the hardest skills to master, isn't it? So we often do that, but And so as a career security and enhancement coach, I help the job seekers and the professionals to first secure their dream job and then to scale or enhance it and finally skyrocket their professional success. And how do I do that? By enabling them with these key skills that will make them indispensable at work. So this is my job as a career security and enhancement coach.
Yes, what you are saying, Seema, that is really true, because I am into I place the students, or you can say I am a employable, or I make the students also employable. And
Right.
I place the students, or give the students, the employment opportunities. And what I see
Okay.
that in the market, employment opportunities are not less. Many,
Yes.
if you see how many industries are coming up in
Mm-hmm.
in a year,
Yeah. True.
and number of students are also there, number of freshers are there, but
And the
why
number of jobs are also increasing. It's
increasing?
not decreasing. Yeah,
Yes,
that is
number
there.
of jobs are also increasing, but
Yes.
unemployment is also
Is
increasing.
growing. Yeah. Yeah.
Why? The reason is, first of all, the theoretical
Hmm.
knowledge which the
Correct.
college is giving are not fitting the functional skills which you said correctly, like
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
required by the corporate.
Correct.
Secondly, what I believe, the mental ability of the student,
Yeah.
okay, and the education stream they are choosing is not matching. And that's the reason they cannot perform well when they go for the interview also, because they want to see the perfect match, perfect
Hmm.
fitment into the job.
Yes.
And
Yes.
who can master that, who gets, and those people get that. There,
Yeah, those people get that. And in the interview, the interviewer or the recruiters, they will understand, they will realize whether or not you have those skills in you. Because theoretical knowledge is something different, but whether or not you can apply it to the job role. So that is also very important, isn't it?
yeah, very,
Yeah.
very important. And it's nice to know you help young job seekers as well as mid-level professionals. What,
Mhm.
according to you, are some of the most important skills for mid-level professionals in
Yes.
2022 specifically?
Yes, mid-level, that is in their 30s, maybe 35, something like that. Yes. So I have, in fact, Seema discussed this extensively in my book, which was published recently, and it is on Amazon. It is called Secure Scale Skyrocket, 9 Career Skills for Professional Success. So what happens is that by the time you are secure in your job, then you are, say, in your 30s or early 30s, and you tend to become complacent. And you have a good job, you have good earning, you have a good remuneration, there is security, and you think, what else is there? But that attitude is is absolutely, that will spell the death knell on your career. Because if you do not continue to upskill yourself, if you do not evolve with the changing times, if you do not keep pace with the trends in your industry, you will stagnate. You will stagnate, and you will, whatever position or role that you have been eyeing, whatever promotion that you want, that will continue to elude you, and you will sit and you will, see your colleagues march forward, because they are the action takers, and you are very content in your mid-level, at your mid-level career. So this has to be avoided. So the number one thing when you are scaling up your ladder is to keep abreast with the changing trends in your domain. So as I said, always be an action taker. Now, you would think that at this stage, why should I set goals? Why should I have goals? But the fact is that setting smart goals is as relevant now as it was when you were a fresher, when you were a new recruit. So SMART goals, we all know about it: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound or timely. So at every stage of your professional growth, your goals keep on changing, and you have to set newer goals and keep on marching up the ladder of success. So that is one thing. Most important is you have to think to yourself, okay, now I am at my mid career. What do I think of myself? Where do I envision myself after 2 years or after 5 years? So think of those things and set your goals accordingly. So that is the number one skill that I would sort of advise people to do. And then, of course, the second thing is keep updating your CV. Now, this again means that keep adding to your repertoire of experiences, your qualifications, your accreditations, your accomplishments. So do not sit content on your laurels. Keep on upgrading yourself. That is the mantra of success at every stage of life. So that is again the second thing which I would like mid-career professionals to do. And third would be creating your own brand. That is networking, very important. Fourth would be constantly updating your technical knowledge. That is also very important. So not just the soft skills, but also the hard skills in your domain that needs to be upgraded. And another thing which we all overlook is working constantly on your communication skills. So communications means connections, isn't it? So communication, both verbal, and at this stage, your non-verbal intelligence also is very important. How do you interact with your co-workers? How do you have interpersonal skills? All these things become very important at this stage. So then the next thing I would recommend is having an executive presence. Again, this is often neglected, often ignored, but these are the people who are respected. These are the people who command respect because of their knowledge, because of their skills, because of their abilities to handle pressure, to remain calm under trying circumstances. So these are the qualities that are required at that level. And of course, fostering a team spirit, having an empathetic attitude towards everyone. All these skills become very, very important. And these people the people with executive presence have these kind of skills. And it's not as if they are born with it, but they, over the years, they have worked at all these things and they have mastered it. And since they have very good and well thought out solutions to various problems. They often get opportunities to lead, and in their organizations, they often get opportunities to become leaders, and their ideas are often respected, and that is, in turn, it enhances their influence. So this is building an executive presence is very important, because again, this will distinguish you from the other competitors. There are so many people who are good at their jobs, as I said, who have the soft skills, but do they have the X factor, which is commanded by those people who have the executive presence. And then another thing I would like to stress on is general and business etiquette. Because now we are working in global villages, so to say. Our workplaces have people from so many diverse backgrounds, doesn't it? So it is only natural, and it is only right that we know all these global etiquette practices, because that takes our presence to one notch above. So that is important, I would say. And in fact, it is the best way to enhance people's skills. Etiquette, knowing the etiquette norms is the best way to enhance your people skills. And in fact, there is a saying that etiquette is the ticket that opens all doors. So etiquette
Yes.
is very important, yes. And lastly, I would say the leadership skills. Now, namely, we all know that having a growth mindset, not just for yourself, but also for your people, also for your organization, aligning your goals with the organization goals, thinking of the greater good, and having a mentality and attitude of winning, and also at the same time having an attitude of serving. So all these things define a good leader, and these are the things that are going to take you far. And also communications, I cannot stress enough the value of active listening, so a person who listens to the people around them will always be a good leader and will automatically have followers. So these are the skills that a good leader would require. And of course, always be a visionary and think of the future. Think always with a growth mindset. So these are the various skills which I would recommend for a person who is now at his mid-career level. So try
Nice.
and develop these.
It is
Yes.
nicely you have explained, Seema. That is really nice of you. And yes, I would like to add here also one of the skills. As you
Yeah.
said, this is all corporate etiquette is must for
Yes.
everyone to remain
Yes.
in the job, and how
Yes.
much you are with the team,
Correct.
you will be
Correct.
growing. If you are out
Yes.
of the team, your team will not grow, you will also not grow. So if you really want to grow, you have to work with the team. You
You
have
have
to
to
be the
work on your
facilitator.
etiquette, and your team would be having people from various countries and regions of the world. So how do you connect with them? So you need to know their backgrounds, their etiquette practices, and then you will make a very good connection with them, isn't it?
And if you really want to have an executive presence, what I want to
Mm-hmm.
add here, they
Mm-hmm.
should be the people, whoever is working, they should
Yeah.
have a innovative thinking.
Oh, yes.
They should
Thinking
be
out
thinking
of the
out of the
box.
box.
Correct. Very true. Very true.
If,
And creative thinking and finding solutions from an analytical bent of mind.
yes.
So think about the problem and just don't go for the run of the mill situation or solution. Think how it is going to benefit everyone. So that greater good, of course, as I said, has to be kept in mind.
Yeah. So that is
Yeah.
really great. Like, no.
Yes.
And today's youngsters usually when they go, they
Mm-hmm.
if they come out of the comfort zone, they do little more what is required out of the
Mm-hmm.
box. They are
Mm-hmm.
surely succeeding. If they go with the herd, certainly there's no
Yes.
promotion.
There is no promotion because these days, everyone has those skills which, you go for anything for IT, you will have the computing, you will have the skills that, for example, coding and things like that. But this is not as required. There's something more that is required. So do you have that, X factor, as we said?
Actor,
Yeah.
yes, very beautiful, beautiful that is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, what advice would you give to women who wish to
Mhm.
return to work after a
Yes.
sabbatical? That is a big problem, like big problem, I can
Yes,
say.
yes.
But
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
the
Oh, yes. Oh,
women,
yes.
they want to come back, but they are not getting jobs. Why?
Yes, great question, I think, Seema, because yes, we are not only looking at the job seekers, we are not only looking at the professionals, but also the women. Yes, they should be, they have a lot of different kind of problems. And as you rightly said, the women take sabbaticals and then they want to return to the job. And then what is the situation? So I can begin by talking about myself. Although I have never taken a sabbatical as such, but when I was working in the initial part of my career, when my children were very young, then I made it a point to not work full time. So So I'm always working part-time. So let's say from 9 to 3 maximum, and I would come back home and spend time with my children. Because I believe that children need that kind of attention and bonding in the family. So that was my own, work-life balance goal or mantra. However, a lot of women also go through this and they need to take sabbaticals. They could be raising their families or even other personal reasons. They could be out of the workforce. So then what happens is, the first thing I would advise is, do not feel guilty. So if you are taking that action, do it, and don't feel guilty. Okay, I'm not working, I will be redundant. Don't think of that. Take a decision, think of all the pros and cons, as one might say, and then take a decision, stick to it, and do not feel guilty. However, it is also true that once they return, maybe after 3 or 4 years, or even 2 years right now, they find that the industry has completely changed, because things are moving at such a fast pace that they feel that they have sort of lost their relevance in the industry, and the roles and the openings are few and far between for them, and they really feel it is like a setback. So the first advice I would give them, as I give to all the professionals, is reskilling or upgrading your skills. Again, here, this is also very important because you've been out of the industry, you've been out of the workforce. So try to see what you have missed. And for example, you can join gratis or on an honorary basis any startup or any non-profit organization in your field, in your domain. So you can join that without pay as an honorary basis, and you can learn the skills that you have lost out on because of the career gap, and you can reskill or upskill and gain that much of experience. So after you have done that, then of course you can go ahead and apply to the various roles that you want to. So this is the second suggestion that I would like to give. And then, do not underestimate again the importance of networking. So networking meaning you had been working, so you must be having a lot of friends, a lot of colleagues, co-workers, which you can again connect with whom you can again connect with. So you can tap into those resources, and how connections are. So people like to work with people whom they know. So all these connections will work. So do not neglect this factor of networking. That is very important. And of course, the last thing I would like to say is rewrite your resume. So be open about the career gaps that you've had. Do not hide any facts, and be very open about why you have taken that sabbatical. And this time in your resume, play up your strengths and your abilities. So show to the employer, show to the organization, the recruiter, how important you can be, or how relevant or useful you can be to the organization by playing up your strengths. So this is the last thing I would like to recommend. And also, when you go for your interviews, do your homework, be well prepared. So brush up on your knowledge, and be conversant with all the technological trends and all the things that are happening. And last but not the least, be confident about yourself. So just because you've been out for 2-3 years does not mean that you will undermine your abilities and your own self-confidence. So always be confident, and you will come back with a bang. So that has been my advice to women,
Nicely
yeah,
said.
especially.
Yes, nicely said, Coach-Seema. This is because I too feel for the woman, like
Mhm.
they want to come back, and then they don't get, even the corporates or the companies, they don't like to take the people who have a gap in their career. And in the
Yes,
resume, if they see there is a 5 years gap or 3 years gap,
yes,
they say,
correct.
just remove this CV,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they don't even, there is no human touch in that. That particular person was working maybe for 5 years or 10 years, and then
Mhm.
because of some family reasons they have to take the sabbatical. The person is
Mhm.
having the experience, but the thing is, because of the situation, the person couldn't do
couldn't.
it.
And that, as I said, don't feel guilty because you want to strike a balance between your work and your personal life. Why
Yes.
should you?
And
Why
in
should
fact,
anyone?
the
Yeah.
person became more mature now.
Yes,
He,
yes,
the person that she has become today mature. She knows how to handle her family. She knows now she wants to come out. She wants to stand on her feet. She wants to be self-reliant. And
yes.
what I like, I would love to say to the company, the message I would love
Mhm,
to give, give a
mhm.
chance to that particular
Yes,
woman who is trying to come out of a comfort zone, because she
mhm.
has to manage her house as well as the company. And what I have seen, the women specifically, they're very dedicated.
Very. What an asset they are to the organization,
They
isn't it?
are,
Yeah.
yes, big
Yes, yes,
asset to an
yes.
organization.
Yes,
So that
because
is
they see the problem from so many different angles and they're very creative about solving those problems
those
also.
problems.
So, yes, so it's high time people realize that they are such a big asset and they should be given their due. So just
And
because they've been out for 2 years, 3 years, even 5 years, let them in, give them a threshold, and let them also develop along with the others. Yeah,
one
yeah.
more suggestion I would like to, as you already added, that you can start working with NGOs, or you
Yes,
can
yes,
start working with a little lower pay rather than sitting at home, because you
yes.
have to upskill, reskill, and then you have to come to that level where you can
Mm,
get your worth.
yeah.
Everyone has their worth. So if
And
you,
also, Seema, these days, it is the age of entrepreneurs.
yes,
So, self-help is the best help. So, if you have a talent, suppose you do not want to go back to the corporate, if you have a talent in yourself, start any small business. You have your own network of people. If you have supporters, if you have people to help you, why not start something on your own? And that will make you so much more independent, isn't it?
that's true. That's
Yeah.
very true. And in
Yes.
this world of online, becomes more.
Yeah,
So
correct. And this in this pandemic situation again, when people do not want to work throughout the day, so because the workload has increased tremendously for some people,
yeah,
and then people are, sort of looking at their own ventures, also starting their own ventures.
yes,
So this is a good opportunity for women who want to come back. Yeah,
come back. Yeah.
yeah.
So can you tell us about your book and what are your
Okay.
further plans for the future?
Yes, oh yes. I think the highlight of my career, the highlight of my professional journey has been my book and the fact that I am now a published author. So it is a great feeling, Seema, and you know it,
I know
don't you?
it, I know.
How our books were unveiled at the Goa conference, TLC's conference, and it was an amazing feeling to become an author. Personally, I would never have thought, I had never dreamed, I had never dreamt that I would become an author, but then this is one dream that has come true thanks to TLC. So yes, my book, it is called Secure Scale Skyrocket, 9 career skills for professional success. Now, this book is divided into 3 sections. As is obvious, the first section is secure, the second is scale, and the third is skyrocket. So, in the first section, I give invaluable tips to the freshers, to the job aspirants, on things like, on skills like goal setting and on crafting winning resumes, on acing their communications, on acing their interview skills, and things like that. So, that constitutes the first section. The second section is scale, in which I teach them how to enhance their skills. So I talk about that. I talk again about communication, especially about their non-verbal intelligence this time. And also, as I said, about the executive presence, about communications, oral and business communications, about inculcating team spirit and enhancing your etiquette, your business etiquette. So this is the second section. And the third section is totally devoted to leadership goals. So here, after you reach your mid-career level, you aspire to become go to the topmost level in your field. So that is a natural reaction after you go to the after you come to the mid-career level. So now this part, this last part of my book, Skyrocket, it contains a lot of interviews from global industry leaders whom I have interviewed personally, and they are truly inspirational. And so they have, talked about how they have scaled and skyrocketed their position in their specific fields to become leaders and global leaders at that right now. So in short, this book is a result of my personal and professional journey, and it includes those strategies which young job seekers and working professionals alike, both of them can employ, can acquire and apply for charting out a successful career. So basically, this is what my book is about. And yes, you asked about my future plans. So as far as my future goes, I have created a couple of online video courses, and I have incorporated them now into my sessions, my training sessions, and people have, benefited greatly from that. So that is one thing. Then now I'm working on my ebooks, and that is coming up very well. And also there is another collaborative book in the pipeline. So we are all going to be authors again, and so that is also in the pipeline. And apart from that, my regular webinars and sessions continue. In fact, just a couple of days back, I held a webinar, I conducted a webinar for an online e-learning platform, and it garnered over 5,000 registrations, so huge participation. So these are the small successes that sort of motivate me, and they lead me on, and they keep you driving from success to success. And of course, moreover, I have my 5-day career success blueprint. That's a program in which I use my CES system, that is career enhancement system. And thereby I help people to secure and, have success in their careers. So that is an entire program for 5 days. Then I have several customized programs, especially as a communications consultant. I have these one-on-one flagship programs where I take up clients for proficiency in English and for their own personal development. So these are the various things that have kept me busy. And in the near future, this is the thing that is going on. And of course, as a career security coach and as a career and security and enhancement coach, my vision is to impact through my work at least 1 million people by the end of 2025. So that is my long-term goal, and I only hope and I wish that my dream comes true. So these are some of the things that are lined up for the future. Yes.
Nicely. It will come true when the intent
Thank you.
is good.
Thank you so much.
When
Yes.
the intent is good, it is going to happen. And when you
Yeah.
are focused, you will reach to the goal. So that's what I say, and what I can say in this full interview. And thank you for giving a nice tips for the mid-career professionals specifically, where
Correct.
what they have to do is basically they need to upskill, they need to reskill, and they need to have a good corporate etiquette to
Yes. Yes.
rise in their career.
Yes,
There are
and the ability, those leadership abilities need to be honed further, not just sitting and, staying complacent. Think how you can start leading. And by leading, not just taking the command, but also winning the respect of people. So
yes,
that is very important. So taking everyone along with you. So those are the leadership goals that you should start having at this stage. Yes.
yes, very true, very truly said. And certainly the audience of this show benefited by this. And Seema, if you can tell how they can reach you if anyone is in this crisis where they are looking for some type of guide or mentor.
Yes, okay. Of course, my my email ID is there. Perhaps can I give it in the link,
Chat
or
box,
in the chat box,
doesn't.
perhaps?
Uh,
Yeah.
otherwise, it is, you
Or
can
else I
you
will
can
mail
just
it
tell
to
the,
you.
yeah, you
Yes,
can tell the
okay.
mail ID or and
Yes.
the LinkedIn
Yes, so
also.
I am, as I said, on various platforms. And if you click on my Linktree ID, then you will find the link to my book, which is on Amazon. You will find my Facebook page. I have a Facebook community where there are people, those followers who want to improve their career skills and also at the same time their communication skills. So I deal with both the kinds. So I have my own WhatsApp group, my Facebook page, and my podcast. I'm also a podcaster. I'm also a YouTuber. I have a lot of videos on YouTube, and also, of course, my LinkedIn, my professional, page, and my Instagram. So I have a presence in all these various social media. And if anyone wants, I can definitely give it in the chat box, or I can mail it to you, and you can share it with them.
Yes, certainly I will be, and you, if you share your mail ID, so that will be posted later when I
Yes.
will be posting this in the group.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you for coming and giving your precious time, because certainly you took out time for the show, and really it, with this, all the audience, whoever is listening, it will be benefiting them, because it is like all the career, like it is not the early career, it is mid career and the later
And
career
later on,
also,
yes,
how you
yes,
have to go on skilling yourself so that you succeed in your career. So
yes,
thank you
yes.
again
Yes,
for coming
thank you,
to us.
Seema, for having me here. And it was a pleasure talking to you and, discussing all because we are in the same field. So, we have so much in common. And together, I hope, and we, both of us, we can inspire the youth and then, take them to their, scale their careers and then skyrocket them. So, thank you. Thank you once again for having me here.
Yes, certainly, Seema, we will do it, and
Yes.
we will impact the students as well as the people who are looking for success in their career.
Yes,
Thank you so
yes.
much.
Thank you.